One of the most daunting things about kids is feeling uneasy when they get quiet. Because thinking about the plethora of things that they could be getting up to is anything but comforting. For this mom, it was a crazy discovery when she put two and two together about why her child's breath was smelly. A toddler who gave off a horrendous mystery smell for 2 weeks was found to have a rotting sponge up her nose. When little Akurisa Getsevich's nose started to run at the start of last month, her mom thought the 18-month-old had simply caught a cold. But Ms. Getsevich was left horrified when the mucus turned green and red, quickly taking her to Hammersmith Hospital. Despite explaining the problem was with her nose, the mom says the doctor attributed the illness to a mystery virus and prescribed her antibiotics. The mom completed the course of antibiotics, but the toddler's condition only worsened, sending Ms. Getsevich back to hospital 2 weeks later. Seen by 2 doctors, the concerned mom managed to persuade them to check up her daughter's nose, where they finally spotted something white up her nostril. Ms. Getsevich told The Sun online, "She smelt like rotten pus." The doctor got the tweezers, and bit by bit, she was ripping it out and said it's definitely a sponge. The last bit she pulled out was one massive chunk of sponge. You could see all this pus on the sponge, which smelled horrible. It was that smell we had been smelling for 2 weeks. She said her little girl had descended into tears at the pain of having the sponge pulled out of her nose. The distraught mom added she hadn't been able to see anything up her daughter's nose herself, with it taking doctors 3 methods of vacuum, spoon, and tweezers to get it out. The full-time mom said that she wasn't sure where the foam came from and when the tot got it stuck up her nose. She said she believed that her daughter had somehow got the foam stuck up her nose after pulling it from the lining of a toy box. After the horrifying discovery, the furious mom said she had complained to the hospital and wanted to warn other parents. She said her normally bubbly little girl was still recovering from the trauma of the incident. The 30-year-old said, "That smell was so unexplainable. The doctors were feeding my child antibiotics, but all they needed was tweezers to pull out a sponge. I'm really not impressed." She said that she wanted other parents to stand up for their children when visiting the hospital, saying, "I wanted to publicize this so other parents are aware to talk to doctors. Some parents are passive and might not stand up for what they think is wrong with their child." An Imperial College healthcare spokeswoman said, "We are sorry that the family are unhappy with the service they received. The trust will look into any complaints it receives